Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Peace, Sabbath peace, continual peace. Nawathan Kal Halalimla, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Racha Hakodash. Giving all praises to Yahweh in the name Yahweh Shai, in the name of the Holy Spirit. Double honors unto the elder apostles, the elder bishops, and the heads and elders of all the camps of Great Millstone GMS who do rule well, who have learned this 100% truth from. For the true leaders of all Israel, Yasha Allah, the princes of power today, peace, blessings and salutations and Bayat the water, the house of David, the tabernacle of David, those predestined spirits of election scattered abroad. This is your brother Tazapanya of the Great Millstone, Washington, D.C. Camp, Adawan, Ratazah, Lord willing, this in-transit meditation before the plantation. All right, quick hit is edifying into the elect. So last night or last evening, all right, it just so happens. Oh, and Bawakar Tawab, good morning. But yeah, last night it just so happens that Nero, all right, who we believe is Donald J. Trump through the spirit because reincarnation is biblical. So Donald J. Trump is the ancient Roman Caesar Nero reincarnated based on the characteristics and filtering it through the scriptures. Okay. So Nero tells Tehran, which is one of the, if not the, I think it's the capital city of Iran. Iran was ancient Persia, and they are the Elamites. All right, they're not Ishmaelites. They're the same people as your East Indians, Pakistanis, so on and so forth. If you even type in Google or Chat GPT, similarities between Iranians and East Indians, it'll give you an understanding. All right, but Tehran has 10 million people populated in its vicinity, and about 17 million in the metropolitan area. All right, so that's a lot of people, and where they gonna go, I don't know. As if they supposed to listen to a foreign leader anyway, right? But Nero, I'm about to just put this down. Not a good idea. It's a lot. Yeah, I'm gonna just hold it. Fuck it. Because there's supposed to be now even more retaliation because the state of Israel has just been getting bombarded by Iranian missile strikes. The Iron Dome is not doing nothing. Okay. Even to the point where I'm seeing videos now where the Iron Dome is malfunctioning and striking its own citizens, man. Where it literally just makes a small U on upside down letter U, and comes right back down and hits in its own borders, man. You know, so ain't nothing iron and about that dome, right? You know, but and then they showcased that from what was it, 2 years ago, last year? I don't even remember now. Time been flying so much. Whenever the October 7th and after that and this and that and the third, um, where they was claiming that they didn't stop and intercepted all the missiles. Come to find out on Twitter and TikTok and real news that 90 something percent of the missiles actually hit its target. All right, but really, what I wanted to get into was in the tweets he had on his own. I don't have Truth Social. All right, he created that when they banned him off of Twitter, and then they brought him back to Twitter. But he said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna, do my own thing." So you got a lot of people that just follow him on Truth Social, which is nothing but a carbon copy of X. But he said, I should have screenshotted it because I was reading the article last night, so I'm trying to remember. Some to the point of, in capital letters, Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. That's how we make America great again. This is what he said. So imagine telling somebody they can't do something, all right, and then you asking him, yo, this is your last chance to make a deal with me. But then you go on the internet as well and want to claim that the way America is going to be great again is if Iran has a nuclear weapon. So the pride of this devil, the scriptures talk about in Daniel how he's more stout than his fellows, man. Talking about the American Edomite, okay? You know, they're so used to being the hammer of the earth, as it says, if I'm not mistaken, in Jeremiah, okay, that putting everything, that any nail that pop up, boom, hammering it down, you know, having people scared because of the miracles that they do, bringing fire from heaven, going into Revelation, I want to say that's in 13, right? Regarding these missiles, man, you know, and they've been doing it since its inception, but now because of their greed and selling the mathematics, the nuclear physics, you know, to these other nations, man. Now ain't nobody scared of you. People have been turning, you know, their and I'm talking about America, but also Israel as well, the state of Israel. Beat your in Joel, beat your plowshares and the swords, man. You know, let the weak say I'm strong, roughly paraphrasing. All right, so you know nobody's scared. You scared when you weak, but you ready for war when you strong. You didn't train. You didn't put in the work. So Iran is ready, man. You see the Iranian military tweets. They already said that. Listen, everybody gonna feel it because I'm gonna say this now. Enjoy the gas prices where it's at, because if they cut off the Strait of Hormuz or whatever, we talking about tripling the gas prices, man. That little shit that we had when Sleepy Creepy Jim Crow Snow Joe was in office and people was complaining for the $4, $5, and $6 what's the name? Damn. $4, $5, $6 gas prices. Yeah, we talking about now it's gonna be $9, $10, $11, $12. All right. When this thing really gets to you know, rears its head. You know what I mean? So it, I, us of the great millstone, you know, of course, you know, in Proverbs it says that um, good news from a far country is like cold waters to a thirsty soul. So yeah, it quenches our thirst in the sense of us being thirsty and hungry for prophecy to come to pass, because we're waiting for a place where dwelleth righteousness, and it ain't here. So yeah, however, everything happens in its season. Everything has a season under heaven, and prophecies have to work in succession with each other. You know, certain things you can't just skip something in the Lord's movie. You know, everything has its scene. So the scene of World War III is not going to happen, and we're going to keep pushing that in the sense of nuclear detonations with, you know, mega and kiloton loads is not going to happen. You know, 200 million warheads and all of that is not going to happen until they push that mark of the beast. So what is this saying, man? That we're seeing prophecy being, because now they're talking about literally U.S. troops going over, and then that's to let you know that they knew about, all right, the first attacks when Israel attacked Iran. Oh, we ain't known, da 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 da. But now all of a sudden, you want to seem like you helping the Iranians by saying, "Oh, evacuate." Why would you say that? Because you know Israel's going to strike the nothing but innocent civilians in the biggest metropolitan area in Iran. Come on. So you knew about the other attacks. You involved. All right. You just don't want to directly go straight into it because you ran your campaign talking to Nero now on basically some anti-war MAGA, you know, really don't want war. Other than it's funny, they don't want foreign war, but they with the domestic war, they with the civil war, you know. But the rest of it is bring our troops home because of a little bit of YouTube videos that they learned that Bush and the war in Afghanistan and Iraq was nothing but bullshit. But when it comes to over here and race war and civil war, oh, I dare you try that in a small town. Try that in a small town. See what happened to you. You know how that the Southern Edomite, even not even the Southern, anywhere rural, it could be up north too. I don't care if you're in Western New York, Idaho, Montana. You're gonna get the same shit, man. Esau is Esau, but um. So yeah, so the point, the precepts I don't have, I'm roughly paraphrasing a lot here. I'm in transit, but the least of the flock shall draw them out, as it says in Jeremiah 50 and Jeremiah 51, if I'm not mistaken. One of them is towards Edom. The first one, I think 50 and 51, is in referring to Babylon. Okay, so America is going to get brought in, and we're literally seeing this prophecy speak, as Habakkuk said. It's jumping off the page. We're seeing how the least of the flock, which is the state of Israel, is bringing out Babylon the Great, which is America, all right, into this war, bringing troops. Now they're talking of bringing U.S. military troops, all right, to the Valley of Jehoshaphat, man. You know, the Valley of Yahweh's judgment, all right, the Valley of decision, Yahweh Shabbat, all right. We're literally seeing that in front of our eyes, man. You know, so again, if the Lord is setting all this up, for the great sacrifice that He's going to have, and Joel tells you why He's doing it is because they sold Judah and Jerusalem. It was all a part of the plague of the slavery of the apple of His eye, the Israelites, right? And also when you get into like Ezekiel 38, is to give a great feast for the fowls of the air, man. You know, so if the Lord is setting it up for these type of things, right? Um, we know, pursuant to spiritual extrapolation, that the RFID hit is literally knocking on the door. So this could be, and I don't want to use the word distraction because we know it lines up with prophecy, so it's not necessarily a distraction, but they could be looking at it or using it as a distraction to the demolition, the controlled demolition of the global economy, and to transfer it over to fully digital, all right, before people's eyes, man, because you would have a lot of people complaining and on what's to come, and the easier way to get things done and agendas to be pushed is when no eyes is watching you. But this is why in Thessalonians it says, the wicked shall be revealed, and by the spirit of his mouth he shall consume them. So they're trying to ramp up the tricks, the left-handed miracles to even deceive the very elect, but they can't. You know, it says if it were possible, and it's not possible, because hence why they're called the elect. But I'm gonna leave it at that. It's still raining, man. I'm tired of this shit. Gonna stay a little bit more focused on the road, but yeah. So just keeping our eyes out, watching and praying, seeing what's about to go down. All right. Um, and this is beautiful news. The more news regarding um things happening over there, but that makes me just very curious about the financial markets. All right, in regards to what will happen in the sense of hyperinflation, you know, cryptocurrency, things of that nature. Okay. Any updates on the mark of the beast, because we know that has to come for things to speed up quickly. All right. So Lord willing, that quick hit, this in transit meditation before the plantation, all right, was edifying. Again, Bawakar to Wab, Shabbat Shalom. All right, good morning, Sabbath, continual peace. All right, on to the next one. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushad, Yahweh Bashem Yahushad, Barakatham, Bashem Akakodash. All right, Kal Akim Wa Akwath, Shalom.